There'll be people out there who are in underrepresented groups who aren't seeing things changing, and I wonder if there's any advice that you could give to them to help them.
Yeah, it's a great point. How do you get the courage that you just talked about to speak up? And I'll go off of a point David touched on, and that's about not making assumptions. So, the advice I'd give someone in an underrepresented group is don't assume that the executives really appreciate or understand what the needs of the community are. Now, I would also give that advice to allies and leadership too. Don't assume you know what those community needs are. But so if you go in with the assumption that executives may not be in touch with the needs, or they may not understand the nuance of the needs of the community or the needs of you as an individual, and really explain, your perspective of where you're coming from, and then tie it to the business impact. I think making those connections really opens people up. I think I could do this. I could do X, Y, and Z to get my voice heard, but how do you think it would be best? Really trying to create a dialogue around not just what the issue is, but the issue and the impact on the business, and then putting forward solutions and really to open up that dialogue. I think that's the key for someone who's in an underrepresented group, is really opening the dialogue. And that first step is hard, but it really has to come from a business impact, and it also has to come from a don't assume anything. And that's if real quick on mistakes. The biggest mistake an ally can make is assuming they know the issue. And I saw that very early in my career at Accenture. Actually, there was a high potential Asian woman who was recently pregnant, and there was a great opportunity in Asia, different country from where she was from, but still in Asia, and we assumed she didn't want to go. We made the assumption that she would not be interested because she was pregnant. And as we were going through the interview process, she asked, why wasn't I considered? And we said, well, we assumed since you were pregnant that this would not be a good time for you to go international. And she said, well, you assumed wrong, because I actually have family that are temporarily in that country, would actually be a great benefit for me. I think I'd have more support if I took that international assignment. And oh, by the way, it's important for my career and development. Just because I'm having a baby doesn't mean I'm not interested in growing my career. So that's just a real life example of assumptions that can be made as a leadership that you really can't assume.